Alright, what's up y'all, it's LakerFan here. As y'all can see by the title of today's video, I missed the competitive nature of NBA2K21 current gen, so I played it instead. So I hope y'all enjoyed the video. If you do, feel free to drop a like, sub if you're new, turn on them noties, all that good stuff. Let's try this 1 to 800 likes in the first 24 hours, and without further ado, we're gonna get straight into this. So we'll get to the details of why I'm on this game instead of next gen in just a little bit, but as you can see by the intros, we got my boy Shots Top 5, I'll call him AK. He's on the playmaking shot creator. We got my boy Dope at the 2 on his prim lock, playing the lockdown spot, and then I'm on my two-way finisher, pure red pie chart at the big man spot, 6'7" point guard at that. So for those who forgot about this build right here, 30 defensive badges, 6'7", crazy speed, crazy lateral quickness, crazy perimeter D, all that stuff. Now as y'all know but may have forgot, typically with this game all you're gonna see is the play shot, paint beast, or prim lock, or in this case the glass screening finisher, which is pretty much the exact same thing as the paint beast. But either way, typically you're gonna see either the playmaking shot creator, just speed boost glitching all over the place, the prim lock there for the defense, or the paint beast there for just setting screens, grabbing boards, all types of stuff like that, catching lobs. You know the deal. So getting in the gameplay, I hope y'all enjoy, and like I said, if you do, feel free to drop a like, sub if you're new, turn on the noties, all that good stuff. Now, let's talk about my liking of this game over next gen. And honestly, when I say that, it's not a definitive thing that I do 100% like this game more than next gen. It might just be in the moment of wanting a refresher, wanting something different. Personally, after just a super repetitive game or super repetitive meta of 2K21 next gen. Now, you saw on that play right there, AK blitzing off the corner, real nice, gets us the steal, takes a bad shot. We get a nice little defend right there, get out in transition. And typically with this game, what a lot of people dog it for and just give it complete garbage for is the defense. They absolutely hate defense. The fact that people can just speed boost glitch all over the place like this guy is right here, like AK is on our team as well. Now personally, what I love about this game is the competition in it. You can see nice little jump right there. I only get a 7% contest. Dope gets the rebound. I'm out on the break again, but figuring that that's not going to be a very good take because obviously here's the difference. In next gen, that's 100% a contact dunk attempt. No doubt about it. I'm going for that 100% of the time. And that's where the frequency of the contact dunking is just so much better in the next gen, obviously. Now, you can see AK's over here getting open again. I really miss and just completely whiff on a really easy O board. I feel like I could have had that. And then I'm over here playing the ball instead of walking back on the big. Dope gets a little bit confused. Either way, 2-2. Now, what I want to talk about, and we'll get away from the commentary as far as the game goes for just a little bit, and then we'll resume it toward the end of the game. And I just want to let you guys know, AK was getting his bricks out the way early on, just let you know. But anyway, moving along, I do want to talk as far as my indecision on the content and stuff like that, what I want to make videos on, what I don't want to make videos on, all types of stuff like that, and just let you guys know, give you some insight into my mind. Now, with this video and with this title, you're probably thinking, oh, LakerFan absolutely hates this next gen stuff. He's just going to make current gen videos, stuff like that, etc., etc. Look, I'm going to put it like this. Even if I absolutely loved current gen and absolutely hated next gen, which isn't the case, you know, I have strong liking and disliking for both games in their respective categories that we'll talk about in this video. But with all that said, even if I really, really loved current gen and absolutely hated next gen, here's the thing about it. I just feel like when it comes to the content perspective and the content creator's perspective when it comes to these games, you're not going to find a very easy situation with either of them. It's going to be a struggle whether it's you're making like content on current gen, making content on next gen, because with the current gen stuff, I feel like I'm limited. I can't really upload all types of, you know, ranking badges and tiers type stuff because you've already seen that. I've already done that on current gen. Same goes with playing 2K20. There's nothing more for you guys to really like know about. There's no updates going on with the game. There's no progressive content. It's pretty much something that I feel like a lot of these creators are really just going to go to for like a couple videos and then bounce back to next gen. Now, me personally, I look at this game as more of a competitive standpoint where it's got the stage 3v3. Pro-Am actually works in this. However, you're probably not going to see the Pro-Am stuff when it comes to this current gen stuff just because obviously the availability of the people that I play with, etc., etc. Obviously, you know, it's just not the most spicy game to be playing the Pro-Am stuff on. So just keep that in mind. Now, with all that said, like I said, I really do think this is 100% my most enjoyable competitive experience. As far as playing 3v3 on this, it actually makes sense at least. There's some defense to be played against the types of people you're going to be playing against. The fading stuff on next gen, until that gets patched, honestly, man, the fading stuff is just 100% unguardable, and whatever you do about it, you can literally just focus on stopping three-pointers all you want. You're not going to be able to. Most consistently. Now back to the commentary a little bit. You're going to see AK blitz off his corner to seal off that rebound. I mean, that's just a comp move right there. And what I mostly miss about playing current gen as well is just playing with my homie AK right here, man. Like, he doesn't have the next gen stuff, and that's what we're here to talk about, the content and just the viewership and all types of stuff like that as well. But let's just pertain this to just my circle and just the people I play with. So AK right here, he doesn't have the next gen game because he doesn't really feel like he like wants to get it in the first place because of how many people have been dogging it. And then on top of that, for all the people who can't afford it and stuff like that, or don't have the means of getting the next gen console or anything like that, and you know, by me saying you can't afford it, it's not me like critiquing you by any means. It's just simple as that. Like, obviously it's just an inconvenience to a lot of people that you have to spend almost $500 to even get the console alone, and then get the game, get the My Player, spend the grind. Obviously it's something that not everybody wants to do, especially if you already have access to the current gen game. So with all that said, it obviously makes it very hard on a content creator's perspective, where you just have all this split in the community. You got a couple people playing current gen, you got a couple people playing next gen, and you got a couple people who don't even want to have anything to do with 2K as far as this 2K21 stuff goes, because neither game is extremely desirable from a player's perspective or a content creator's perspective. Now, for me personally, obviously as a content creator, I'm going to be on this game very consistently if I want to. And I guess when I say when I want to, it's more of like when it's a very desirable game to be playing consistently and actually be actively like searching for content, trying to get really good gameplays and stuff like that, and just enjoying the game with my boys when I'm playing it in the first place. And I mean, this possession right here, this is exactly what I'm trying to talk about when it comes to this current gen stuff and the skill gap, quote unquote, or just the struggle of defending, we'll call it, where honestly in next gen, it doesn't require this double team, but that's just because typically when it comes to next gen, this guy is going to be just camping in the corner because every build can shoot, everybody has ridiculous 3-point rating, and nobody has to take a sacrifice to be a lockdown defender or a great rebounder or anything like that. Again, it's all about as simple as this guy goes to the corner, you can't send double teams because that's an easy 3-point shot. So what do we do when we're winning by a lot? Give up the easy 2, yet here we are getting completely split on the double team, and then this guy gets the green off anyway. But my whole point with all that is pretty much to say, if we want to stop the 3-pointer, we can do that. So it creates a strategy type thing where you can make decisions as a team. You can make actual defensive adjustments, if you will. Whereas on next gen, it's literally as simple as ISO, 3-pointer, can't send 2 people. Simple as that. You're just gonna outrun the dude every single time, get a couple flashy passes off. Now that has been patched, obviously, but either way, it literally does not change the fact that fades are super OP, and they're gonna remain that way until patched. And the other problem is we don't know when that patch is happening, because to be completely honest with you guys, 2K isn't very transparent when it comes to that type of stuff. And I don't know who knows this or doesn't know this, but I actually got a logo on the next gen stuff as well, so I really do appreciate 2K for that in that regard. But will that change the way that I talk about the game or anything like that when it comes to constructive criticism or critiquing the game itself? No, I have a standard that I hold 2K to, and it's very high, and that's because we've experienced great games in the past, and I hold them to that standard that I feel like they have reached before. Now with the rest of this video, I'm just going to show you guys a nice little second half, so to say, of this stage game right here. Very close competitive one, but it was just kind of ugly, so I didn't want to show you the whole thing. But either way, moving along. Pretty much how I feel from a content creator's perspective when playing this game or playing next gen, current gen, whatever it may be. And I was talking about how I wasn't going to let the fact that I got a logo limit my kind of critique of 2K. And beautiful crab right there by AK. That would have been nasty if he got that off as a green or anything like that. But what I will say is just, it's not going to limit my perspective and me talking on the game or me critiquing it in any way or just calling out certain flaws in it. It is what it is. I hold 2K to a very high standard based off of what I've seen from the past and know they can achieve as well. Now I understand this whole, C-word situation, we'll call it, that good old thing going around the world pretty much, because I don't want to flag any words as far as YouTube goes, but anyway, essentially, we'll call it the C word, right? That's obviously derailed a lot of things when it comes to the creator's perspective of the games and stuff like that, or the content creators on top of that, or just subsequently it has really derailed the players as well, just because it hasn't been a very easy process for the people to create the game on. And it is what it is. I understand there was no way for 2K to possibly put out a prelude or anything like that for the next gen stuff. It was literally going to be impossible. I mean, the game had to drop on demand, anything as soon as it became available on Xbox. There was no way they could just put out a prelude because it was a console release. Honestly, there are a lot of things when it comes to this next gen stuff that was really hard for 2K to actually get properly, so I do understand that and cut them some slack entirely. That's a very tough situation to be put in from a game creator's perspective. But with all that said, why do I enjoy playing current gen in the moment? Again, I don't want to just have you guys think that I actually enjoy this game every single time I play it way more than I enjoy next gen, because that's not entirely the case. Obviously, there's some things about this game that are really frustrating and really broken, but it is a nice refresher. So let's just talk about why did I enjoy this session of playing current gen more than I enjoyed most of my most recent sessions when playing next gen. Honestly, the repetition is a big thing. I feel like the meta of that game is just super repetitive over and over and over and over again, whether it's 2s or 3s. You can't get away from it. It's just the fades on 3s. It's typically the fades on 2s still. Look at that beautiful chase down block too. But it's typically the fades on 2s. Sometimes it's the contact dunks. I don't really have a problem defending that, but obviously people just absolutely hate it in that regard. But I don't really have a problem defending that. The fades is where it becomes a different topic. I feel like literally as a defender, you are slower than the offensive player no matter what. And in this, it's kind of the same thing because the speed boost glitch is a thing. But even at that, I mean, that's literally the only move you have to look out for. And once you take that away from people, they're kind of boxed, to be completely honest with you. And you see a lot of type of offense like this, or defense, I should say, where pretty much it's like literally they'll just double team the ball and then make the corner shoot, or they'll just give up the 2. So in this situation, they don't want to give up an easy 2. This is smart by these guys to not give up the easy 2 in that regard, because obviously it's game point. It's 20 points. You don't want to give up a very easy 2-point shot. Whereas in typical gameplay aspect of this, you will see that happen a lot because they don't want to give up 3s. Now in this situation, it's exactly what you see right here. Sharp takeover, don't want to deal with it. Double team top, guard me in the paint. Honestly, AK shouldn't have made this pass in the first place. I was thinking he was going straight to the corner with it, and I was just going for the rebound. But either way, I pass out to Dope on the corner. Hits the green right here. Nice shot. Either way, to talk about this, right? There are situations and just things you can do as far as adapting as a defense and throwing some different schemes at people, some different strategy, where you saw it right there. I just mentioned like 4 different ways a defense could attack you on 3v3. On next gen, it's literally as simple as clear it out. Let me just ISO this dude. Let me outrun him. Let me fade from 3. And if he keeps up with me somehow for 24 seconds, I'm going to just go in and dunk. And if you drop off the corner at all, dot, 3-pointer, simple. 3 points is better than 2. Either way, you guys get the deal. Next gen, it's a very, very toxic situation to be playing competitive games, or at least trying to play competitive. On top of that, they don't even have the stage consistently when it comes to next gen. And honestly, it just feels like it's kind of watered down. I don't feel like I'm playing good people when I'm playing that game. I don't know, man. It's just a very, very tough scene to be playing and trying to actually make competitive content on. So with all that said, what do I want to do when it comes to videos? What do I actually want to pursue as far as the content that I'm making and stuff like that? And where am I headed with this stuff? Well, as with every creator and as with a lot of people in the world with the C-word situation going on, you got to adapt. You got to just move on to a lot of different things. You got to do what works for you. Now, do I know what works for me? No, not at all. Do I have any plan as to what I'm doing with the content moving forward? Not at all. But I will say I am enjoying the variety a little bit. For those who don't know, I have a MyLeague series that I'm doing as well, where I'm streaming the games. We restarted the league with all legends instead this time. We had it going with just the current players, and I streamed a couple of the matches with that, like 2 nights in a row, streamed the draft. Now, I don't know when this video is going up. It might be directly right before the draft of the legends, that is. It might be the night after, but for those who haven't seen that or haven't tuned into it, feel free to, man. I honestly will tell you guys, it has been a really entertaining content perspective of trying to get like a different game mode and just stuff like that. Get 30 creators together and actually make content, all of us together, and kind of unite the community a little bit more when it comes to that. And honestly, I feel like it's something that I'm pursuing that's a little bit more of a trailblazer type thing, where I'm paving the way for the community a little bit. And that actually feels kind of empowering, and, you know, actually is kind of cool, I will say, to be trying to start a new wave, if you get what I'm saying. Either way, if you guys want to check that out and support the content, I would appreciate that a ton, because that series is something I'm really ambitious about and hoping that it can actually take off a little bit. But with all that said, I just want to let you guys know the plan for the content is just to be more variety and, you know, have more variation to what I'm bringing to you guys. So whether that be the competitive current gen videos with AK right here, where this dude is an absolute beast with this stuff, or whether it just be the next gen 2v2 stuff, or I'm doing badge ranking videos on the next gen stuff. Let me know if you want to hear my updated opinions on current gen as well. I might actually play this enough to where I can have viable, listenable, you know, credible opinions to where I can give you guys the ranking badges and tiers type videos on this stuff right here. But until further notice, I don't play this game enough to actually have the expertise to the badges and stuff like that. So just keep in mind, if I do the badge ranking videos, it's probably gonna be on next gen. And then with all that said, obviously the MyLeague on top of all that is gonna be something I'm really ambitious about. So I hope y'all enjoy all types of stuff like this. And man, I gotta say, look at this crazy defense we're playing on this possession. This is the type of stuff that I'm talking about, where pretty much you can still play defense on this game 100%. Dope finally grabs this rebound right here. I try and take out on the break, but I don't know why I moved backwards. Kind of derailed me from this fast break entirely, but either way. And then another thing I gotta mention too, my player being 6'7" and how I just can't catch standing dunks. This type of stuff that's a little bit irritating when it comes to this game, but it's things that I understand and I can adapt around and kind of conform to, if you get what I'm saying. With the next gen stuff, it feels like literally if you don't play one specific way, you're screwed. And granted, that's how it is on this current gen stuff too. If you don't run pick and roll, if you don't just look for 3-pointers. Now I will say that's actually kind of a lie, because I will say people who have two viable corners, like corner shooters, and actually come out here and look for 3-pointers, it's hard, bro. Like the way you see them double teaming AK, or the way you see us double teaming their point guard just to take away 3-pointers, as soon as you have somebody in the corner who can spot up legitimately, and then you just come out here and ISO for 3-pointers with the speed boost glitch, it's way tougher to defend. So I shouldn't even sit here and say that like pick and roll is the only way to play in this game. And that's why I feel like I do enjoy it. There's a bit more variety when it comes to this stuff. The stage 3s and just 3v3 in general as an experience is so much better. I gotta say, 3v3 on next gen is probably one of the worst experiences I've had when it comes to this 2K stuff. Like, I have never disliked 3v3 so much more than playing on next gen. And that's why you guys haven't even seen a single video of me playing 3v3 on next gen. I absolutely hate it. It's just not a very good experience. There's no sense to it. There's no competitiveness to it. There's no team chemistry and communication to it. There's no me talking to my point guard or talking to my defender, trying to make adjustments and stuff like that. It's literally just as straight up and straightforward as ISO, 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 maybe some screens in here every now and then, but pretty much ISO, 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 pick and pop, 3-pointers, fade, simple as that. So anyway, I've let you guys know how I feel as far as the content goes. Just be expecting a little bit more variation and variety when it comes to all that stuff. Look at that beautiful defense right there too, man. People say you can't play defense in this game. That's ridiculous. But anyway, I've already told you guys what to expect with the content. More variety is on the way with the MyLeagues, the current gen, the next gen. Whatever I'm feeling like doing, that's what I'm going for. And I hope you guys are okay with that. And honestly, that's just how we're going about this stuff. It's going to be a really tough year to get through, to be completely honest with you guys. I want to get more ambitious and actually get back to this consistent uploading though, man. It's been like weeks. It's been literally like I upload a video once a week, and I know where that goes, man, and I'm not a big fan of it. I'm gonna just be real. I had a nice little year in 2K17 when I started this stuff. Completely fell off in 18. And why? Because I just lost my ambition. I lost my hunger. I lost my desire to play the game, and I'm not letting that happen again by any means. So I'm going to go ahead and get back to the consistency in this February and March and April and all types of stuff like that. And we'll see where we go from there. That's how I'm going to put it like that. So hope y'all enjoyed. Appreciate y'all for sticking through with this whole video and stuff like that. If you did, I hope you guys enjoyed just, you know, the reminiscing in this video as well. And other than that, if you made it to the very end of the video, put current in the comments just so your support's made all the way through. Other than that, hope y'all enjoyed, and feel free to leave any feedback as well, just to any supportive messages or anything like that to let me know that you rock with anything I'm uploading, or whether it's you really like to see the current gen stuff and you want to see more, whether you really like the next gen stuff and you say screw current gen, don't be uploading this garbage. Let me just hear what your thoughts are, alright? Anyway, that's off the video. Hope y'all enjoyed. Other than that, take it easy, man. Peace.